Ross, you have really been ahead of the curve on this story for some years now through your research. I know you've interviewed some very important figures in the US military about their experiences with unidentified objects in the skies. In the context of this China spy balloon saga, what themes emerged in your research about this phenomenon? And the people you've spoken with, what sort of objects do they describe seeing? Are they balloon-like in their descriptions?
Okay, there's two separate issues here. The first is the red herring of these three objects that are still unidentified, but which will probably turn out to be Russian or Chinese drones or balloons of some kind. The second issue is the incredible mystery that's still an official mystery that the Pentagon, the Congress admits is a real mystery of unidentified anomalous phenomena turning up over nuclear sites, military installations, all across the continental United States, and indeed in the Middle East, and indeed here in Australia. I've interviewed pilots from the east and west coast of the United States who've been on training exercises where they've literally looked across from their cockpit of their aircraft and they've seen spherical objects off their right wing. They've videoed them and they've given them to their commanders, and those videos are still being kept confidential. They're the subject of inquiries now by an organisation called ARROW, which is a Pentagon UAP Investigation Office inside the Defence Department of the United States. But the thing that is important to remember is that an official report to Congress, both one in the middle of last year and another one in early January this year, they've formally admitted that whatever these objects are, there is an ongoing mystery that has never been fully explained, where hundreds of UAPs are entering airspace in America, often controlled military airspace, posing direct risks to national security and flight safety, doing manoeuvres in some cases that are far beyond known human science. They're doing hypersonic maneuvers, instantaneous velocity. They're going transmedium from air to water, water to air, and in some cases, they're seen going into orbit. Now, this isn't me saying this. This is the Pentagon reporting this to the Congress. They're also displaying what you would call no visible means of propulsion, possibly anti-gravitic technologies. They've got stealth mode. Now, it's this stuff that is still the subject of investigation by the Pentagon's ARROW office. And we learned today from the White House National Security Communications spokesperson, Jake Kirby, that the President Biden, since mid-2021, has been insisting that UAPs are front and centre in presidential briefings. So the United States sees this now as a priority. And I have to say, I do think it's a concern that the official position from the Australian Defence Department is UAPs are not an issue here down under, because I can tell you, Ashley, I have spoken to jet fighter pilots, military cargo pilots, military reconnaissance pilots, civilian pilots, all of whom are telling me that they're seeing this phenomena down under as well. And there's a real concern that they don't feel confident about coming forward with this information, because the official position from the Chief of Air Staff, the Chief of Defence Force, is that we're not interested in UAPs. And it has to be asked, why? Because the United States has told me they are now engaging with Australia as an ally, inviting it to collaborate with them on UAPs. And I am told that there were oral briefings given by the UAP task force, a Pentagon office, to the defence attachés of Australia at the US Embassy in Washington, D.C. on UAPs. So I think Australia needs to be a lot more open about the fact that there is a mystery phenomenon being detected in our skies. I know for a fact it's being picked up at the Pine Gap facility in the centre of Australia, probably the most important American base outside of the continental USA. And I think at some stage, Australia is going to have to be dragged kicking and screaming, just like America, to acknowledging that there is a new reality in our skies of UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. We don't know what they are. We're not saying they're alien, but whatever they are, they do need to be investigated.